Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today we're taking a look at the Wurkkos FC12 Flashlight. So this is actually a really nice flashlight. So I've had this for a couple of weeks now, testing, throwing it around. It's definitely more on the dirty side. And it's actually really good for what it is. It has an interesting UI. It actually has two different setups in there, depending on how you want to use it. I will show you how that works. And yeah, well, let's get to it. All right, so this is sent to me by Wurkkos for me to review. They've been nice enough and patient since it's been really busy with the holidays. But this is really, really nice. So this one's black. They make a gray one. They make these in a couple of colors. I think there's purple. I think there's a red one. There's orange. This has some really nice grip on the outside. I don't know if you can see. It's a really nice concave, no little ridges. It just grips really well. It doesn't simply slip out of your hand. It's actually really nice. So you have this side switch here with the blue ring on it. And then you have a tail switch on the back, which is rubberized. It is a regular full on and off, and it is also a half switch. Not a physical one where you don't feel like a latch at the halfway point. You just kind of got to go with it. Don't know if you can see in the inside of that. It is a single LED. Can I get this bright enough? Yep, there it is. So it's kind of like a tactical style because it's got the tail switch. It does tail stand. It doesn't tail stand that well on this piece of foam board because it's uneven, but it will. So for those people that require one that tail stands for some reason, there you go. It has a two-sided pocket clip, which is decent tension. It's like a medium tension. You can put it in either direction, or you could even pop it off and put it on that side as well, if you really wanted to. But it does move all the way around if necessary. It is considered a water-resistant housing. It's got two O-rings, one on the front, one on the back. So let's open that up. It uses a rechargeable battery. And this is the Wurkkos 18650 3000 milliamp hour battery. And here you can see it's got the O-ring right there. And there's another one in the front section. Nice terminals. Smooth, like whoever machined this machined it really well. It does have a, I cannot get this off at the moment. Hold on. Sorry for the pause. It's the only way I could get that to work. So there you can see it's a Type-C charging port. There it is. Really nice thick rubber cover. It's got this little tab on it so you can lift it up. Sometimes it's actually real hard to get that back in there, but it does go in there. There we go. So we got that. So let's go over the functions. I'm going to turn off the side light here. So we just have the one above. All right. So let's go over the functions here. So I'm going to turn on from the back button here, and I'm going to go through the side. So you see the green light? Tells me it's at least 70% charged. It stays on for about 5 seconds. So this is what they consider their tactical mode, where you only have medium, and I believe it's turbo. So group 2 is tactical mode. One click you cycle through medium and turbo. So medium is this one here, 300 lumens, will last for about 7.5 hours. And you hit the button again, you get turbo for 2000 lumens for 2.5 hours, which is not bad for turbo mode for 2000 lumens. If I double click it, you get strobe. I'm going to turn that right off before I go blind. And there's other ways of getting strobe. You can half press the back, the tail switch if you turn it off. You can half click There it goes. You just keep filling with the back of this. It's press, half press and one click. We'll give you strobe right off the tail switch. So in order to get to the group 1 step mode, I'm going to turn this back on for a moment. Let me put it back. See, battery's getting low now, so it's red. So that means it's below 30%, I believe, but I'm going to press and hold for a couple of seconds. You'll see it blinks. So now you have a stepped mode where you have low, medium, and high. So low mode is 80 lumens for 21 hours. Medium again is 300 lumens at 7.5 hours. High is 800 lumens at 3.5 hours. I'm going to put it back on low for a moment so I don't kill the battery too quickly on this. If I double click it, I get turbo. Now if I 3-click it, I get strobe again. 2 more, I will get SOS. So it'll go through ... dash, 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 ... And if you double click it again, you get this, which is something kind of weird in between. They call this beacon. And you can cycle strobe, SOS, and beacon with 2 clicks. I'm just going to go back to low there. Now it does have an odd feature. So if I turn it off, right, and hold the side and tail switch together, I get an eco mode. That's eco. Not sure why they made that as an option on. Sorry for the mouse in the picture. That's going through my notes so I can see what's what. So they have this eco mode, which is 1 lumen for 230 hours. So about 2 weeks it'll run on 1 lumen. But it's odd that you have to press both buttons at the same time in order to get into that mode. So that's kind of strange. So what do I think about it? I think it's pretty good. When I first got it, it was in that weird mode where it goes just between medium and turbo, which is their tactical mode. That's what they have it listed as. Where I preferred the step one where you have low, medium, and high, and then you can go to turbo and strobe and all that good stuff. So it really depends on what you're using. I prefer step mode for more options. I don't see a use for eco unless you're like reading a book for next 2 weeks in the dark. I suppose that is a possibility with the way the world is going at the moment. So, you know, I guess that's it. I guess when you go through the 2 modes between group 1 and group 2, when you press and hold the side switch for 3 seconds to toggle between group 1 and 2, the LED will flash twice in eco mode to tell you it's on group 1, and it'll do it again. It'll flash twice on turbo mode to indicate it's on group 2. Just a couple of things I noted. It does come with a Type-C charging cable, a lanyard, 2 extra O-rings, a user manual, and a little sticker thing that's on the inside of the battery that you need to remove when you go to make it work for the first time. It is considered waterproof. I don't consider anything waterproof. I consider it water resistant. But they do list it as waterproof. Do have the double lanyard holes in there in the back. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. I'm going through my notes real quick on the screen behind you here. 6,000 degrees Kelvin, so it's kind of like a bluish white color. It actually has a really nice narrow beam. Like there's the, obviously that's the center, but it's a narrow beam. So That's kind of cool. It's not quite like a pen light sharpness, but it's pretty close. Comes with the battery, by the way. Now, there's only one real thing that I wish they can do, and I hope maybe they'll listen and figure it out. So this has a green and a red light. You saw it when the battery was low, when I had it on turbo and strobe. Turns red or green when it's got a good charge, when it first starts in the beginning. There's the green, so you can see the two LEDs. Now we know that they turn red with low power. What would be really cool is if they can figure out how to make the two versions of the UI, Group 1 and Group 2, say Group 1 be the left-hand green and the other side off, and if it's the right-hand green, it would be the tactical mode. Something like that, in order to differentiate them. A lot easier than trying to figure out if it's in strobe mode or beacon mode, or if it's actually flashing to tell you that's changing. They've changed groups. So that's about it on that end. Other than that, it weighs about 3 ounces without the battery in it, a little bit more with the battery. But other than that, solid flashlight. I've dropped it a few times. It takes a little while to get used to the UI on this, but it's not as bad as some of the other flashlights I've worked on. It does not have a magnetic tail cap, which would be nice, but I'm not sure how you would do it with this partial tail cap section. That would be a nice trick if they could make that magnetic, but otherwise, if there was a better way to differentiate between Group 1 and Group 2 settings. But that is it. So thank you for watching. Questions or comments, leave it below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Again, this is the Wurkkos FC12 badass flashlight. It's really what it is. So thank you for watching, and have a glorious day.